Thank you. Mr. Etchenberg?
Please repeat the question.
Okay. In these difficult economic times, what is your business plan for Islamorada, not only to survive, but also to grow and prosper?
The purpose of a business plan is to be a roadmap toward a business goal. And since we as a government, a community government, have many goals, our business plan, of course, has to be many-faceted as well. The first thing we have to keep in mind is that we have to show a commitment to this plan in order for it to work. And as we derive it, for example, the marina, the enterprise fund for the marina, when John Suter was asked to come forward with a business plan, he did a very good job, and the marina is thriving. This can be done in our other areas as well. Our planning department, finance department, all can come up with plans that will show their commitment to moving forward toward the business goal which they are to achieve. Overall, we as a community have a mission, and our overall business plan should be to enhance and to further the mission of Islamorada. Thank you.
Thank you. Seat 2, question 2, Mr. Purdo. What solutions do you believe are available to fund whatever wastewater program Islamorada decides to implement, and what is the best way to move forward until such funding is provided?
Right now, we have a bunch of promises from the state. We met with Michael Soul, and he told us basically the state had no money. The first legislation they drafted was $200 million, I believe, over 5 years. They took the 5 years out and told us $200 million with no time frame. So again, they're dangling something in front of us that's not there. The government hasn't stepped up to the plate either. You know, we abut a national treasure in Everglades National Park, and the government hasn't stepped up. So I believe more funding or more pressure should be put on the government to assist not only Islamorada but the entire Florida Keys, because we do cover 180 miles of their backyard. Right now, before we can proceed without funding, we just have to slow down. We have to finish phase 1. I am not about to drop a $28,000 bill on the work-class people of this community and affordable housing people in this community and small businesses. It's just they can't afford it. They can't afford $350 a month without funding. So until we can get some concrete evidence in writing, not verbal, in writing, that we're going to get money from the state, I say we have to slow down, finish what we started, and by that time maybe the state will have some money.
Time. Ms. Zimaborski.
Yes, thank you. I want to thank my opponent for pointing out that when we voted on our wastewater options, I did choose the 2 plant system because it was the most fiscally responsible thing. It was the lowest cost of the options. Going to Key Largo was not the lowest cost. So when we talk about where are the funds coming from, I was trying to save us $1 million right off the bat. The assessment that we passed raised about $21 million, and our goal was to leverage that by pursuing state revolving loan funds. The lawsuit that several citizens felt compelled to file against the assessment has delayed our pursuit of additional funds and has also jeopardized the $7 million from the Army Corps of Engineers. So when we receive grant funds and our abilities to spend them are hampered because of our inability to move forward, obviously the delay continues. So there is a plan in place. I hope that we will soon be able to fully pursue that plan, and the quality of life was the reason that the Key Largo option was pursued. 3 people on council felt that that was the best option, and indeed, when 3 of us agree, then that's the plan that we adhere to.
Thank you. All right, seat 3, Mr. Phillipson, question 6. When we have resolved our wastewater issues, what do you see as the next important community project to move our village forward?
Of course, stormwater is the #1 issue because it is also a pollutant to our environment. But in addition to that, there are some fun things that we can do. I'd like to see us create a historical district in Islamorada. We have many, many buildings that have been recently torn down, like Papa Joe's, which a portion of that building could have been moved to some land that the village currently owns to start a little historical park. I'm in favor of our parks that we have here. The recreation facilities that we have for our youth are unequaled in this area. I mean, we can really be proud of the things that we're doing for our kids. So the health, the safety of all of our people, very, very, very important. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Gillis? Oh, I know who I want to talk to, but I did it again. Mr. Helenza.
Next project moving forward after wastewater, naturally stormwater is something we've kind of had our eye off the ball on because we've missed out on some grant funding. We've gotten some. That's going to be an ongoing thing for the rest of our lifetimes to address all the waste stormwater issues in the village. I would like to see us take on a project similar to what Ken said. I'm not out to move any old termite-eaten buildings. In conjunction with the National Scenic Highway designation that we just received through the hard work of a lot of good volunteers here locally, again, my landscape committee roots, I would like to dress the village up a little bit. I am so sick of seeing bare marl next to the highway where buses and cars pull off. There are solutions to that problem. Some new sod. Let's go after Southlands Park. We've had that little piece of property where the old motel used to be now for a long time. Gosh, we held landscape committee in conjunction with the Parks and Recs committee held public hearings on that site. Has to be 6-7 years ago now. Had lots of good ideas. Fisherman's Memorial, a museum for Mr. Eister and others to put their stuff in. That has kind of gotten lost with all the debate and controversy and attention that's being paid to wastewater. I would like to get that behind us and then do some of those fun things.
Thank you. That concludes round 4, and round 5 is going to be different.
Cheryl, excuse me, what?
All right, round 5. If you could answer just one question this evening, either asked or unasked, what would it be, and give us your answer. And then you can also summarize why we should vote for you rather than your opponent. All right. The first person is Miss Gillis. I got that right.